Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GameStar TV. We are ready for round number 4 of the ZOWIE GameStar Overwatch League. We've had a small hiccup in between rounds 3 and 4. At the end of round 3, we had our first draw of the tournament. OCE Gaming going up against N64 Squids, and they were unable to enter the results. So the game, the Battlefire software, which we thought would allow us to enter a draw result, said, no, the round's not completed. You got to play another one. It's a best of 3. So we've had to give the win to OCE Gaming in the Battlefire brackets, but we've made a note that it's actually a draw. So if it comes down to a situation where this result is going to make a significant difference in who the top 4 is going to be, we will make a note of, if N64 is 1 point outside of the top 4, well, they'll get an extra point, and we'll have to do a quick calculation to see exactly whether that makes them gets them through, and vice versa. If OCE Gaming gets into the top 4 and does so as a result of the extra point from this round, well, we'll have to recalculate based on the fact that they got a single draw. So might get a little bit complicated later on, but hopefully well, who knows? Hopefully for one of these teams it does get complicated. Make us work hard, because that means that they're close to qualifying, which will be a good thing getting through to the playoffs on Thursday of the ZOWIE GameStar Overwatch League. Well, round 4 is about to start. We're going to be bringing you Team Thanks versus Sia on LAN, and Mix05 on Sia on LAN. A good friend of GameStar. He used to cast for us years ago. He's an old man now and playing Overwatch, which is just as well, because Overwatch is full of things like aimbots and automatic kills if you just right click and press Q and things like that. So for an old man like him, I'm sure it's gonna be his favorite game for a long time yet. Well, that's enough from me. That was Chrisis, by the way. I'm going to hand you over to your play-by-play caster, BobbyJ. And BobbyJ, I have to think about it every time. You take it away, mate, and do the intro of Allg as well.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am here with Allg, and I'm glad that you said that you're the one who was ribbing Mix05 there, because I don't want to claim that. I'm not the one calling him an old man, so that's on you, Chrisis. He comes in Discord like after the game, looking for someone. I'll lead him straight to you. Anyway, we're here on Kings Row with Thanks and Sia on LAN, and both teams are relatively close to the top 10 Allg, and it's going to be an interesting game. This will decide who will be one step closer to qualifying on Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, Bowie, both these teams are just in the top 10. Thanks sitting at number 10 at the moment, and Sia at LAN on number 7. Only 1 point between them at the moment, so very, very closely matched teams. And as we come onto Kings Row, Bobby, one of my personal favourites, and I know it's definitely a map that's favoured by a lot of the pro teams here.
The classic Kings Row here on Overwatch. We see it every week. Teams are definitely familiar with this, but they are forced to play the maps they aren't as familiar with our Swiss format, which I think is a good idea, because you never know when someone bans out your favorite map and then you're forced to play on Nepal. So
yeah, I think it's good. I know there are definitely a few maps that we know some of the teams don't really like, and some of the ones that they don't prefer, but I think especially it's good for the community as it's growing, and it's good for the game for us to really see these pro teams on every map you can. So especially in this Swiss format, I think it's really good to see a little bit of everything.
And we saw Thanks this weekend doing quite well in the ESL competition on Saturday.
Yeah, where did they actually ending up, Bobby?
I'm not sure. We'll get Chrisis to give us a result, and we can plug that in a bit later.
Yep.
As we get set here, the teams are coming onto the checkpoint, which is Thanks. So everyone's still on Twitch with us, and anyone who's new, welcome to GameStar TV's cast of the ZOWIE GameStar Overwatch League. We're in week number 2 here with round number 4 here on Kings Row between Thanks and Sia on LAN, featuring Mix05 sometimes our guest analyst on Thursday nights if his team doesn't qualify. So Mick, you know, this will decide whether you're on the casting desk tomorrow or you're going to be playing. So
yeah, he's definitely got a lot to live up to after the Chrisis game before the game. So he's going to have to really go huge here and push up and get a really good game underway, I reckon, Bobby.
So just an update on those results. It was Winter Watch where Thanks made it through to the semi-finals. Sia on LAN knocked out in the quarterfinals. Thanks only made it through to round 2 of the ESL tournament. Take it away, BobbyJ.
Thank you very much. As Winston gets hooked into the back line here, and he's fallen down here with ZOWIE picking up a kill on him. Astro Boy picks up Farrax on the Soldier 76 in the background. Nick keeping people alive here on his Mercy. As it's just 3 people left, they're doing quite well. Astro Boy, 250 HP on a Reaper, which is interesting. People have been complaining about that as of late.
Yeah, Reaper's been really important to a lot of these comps because we do see a lot of the tanky characters such as Roadhog and Reinhardt at the moment, and Reaper just obliterates them. And with a mediumly high health pool as well, and that healing, don't forget, Bobby, on the passive. A lot of pros are really complaining that he might be just a little bit too strong, but nothing from Blizzard as of yet. So we'll have to see what happens in the coming weeks.
Yeah, Vent trying to get in, but he's been killed there from ZOWIE. His weapon on fire on his Junkrat. Both Junkrats picking up kills here. We've got Junkrats on both sides. The res comes in from Mick picking up the tanks. They're ready to go again. Symmetric turrets are still active though, so you need to watch out for those as Roadhog pushes people away from the Symmetric turrets here on the right-hand side. And the Reaper ult goes in, but there's no one there, Astro, and he has found no one as Zarya has been pushed back in over there from the blue side. ZOWIE just left alive though, but they're going to zap away his health pool. He's been healed there from Daisy just above there. ZOWIE just kept alive, giving enough time for his team to come back in. They've got 4 people back on the checkpoint, 5 people back on the checkpoint here. And good job from those guys that they've all managed to hold the point.
Man, poor Phrase. He had 2 of his Junkrats ult shot out of the, off the road there for both of them, so he'll be disappointed with that. But as you said, Bobby, ZOWIE doing a really good job there on the point, staying alive and keeping Thanks in this for as long as possible, and got the teleporter up as well. So really good play there by Siege, just using that huge health foil of Roadhog to keep him game still.
And teleporters, would you call them instrumental to the defense?
I would indeed. Instrumental teleportation there for Thanks Gaming, Bobby, for sure.
As the hook comes in from Roadhog, but pushes him away, hooks him in, pushes him away. But Phrase gets a Riptire from the other enemy's Junkrat, but Phrase ends up killing that Junkrat too for his troubles. As his Allg goes in, picking up 2 people here, but he's fallen down to a Reinhardt ult as the Sabari comes in from Lucio, as Farrax is here over here on the right hand side trying to push people away, and he gets a kill there on the vents on his Winston. As the red side, Sia on LAN are forced to move back here onto the right hand side. They've only got 3 people left here in the courtyard, and they've gone into the little room here on the right hand side. Davi's got his back turned to the Zarya as the Riptire comes through, but it's been completely destroyed here, and Vents has jumped back in. He's looking for someone on the back line. He's hiding in his shield. He's trying to go for a healer. Or sorry, he's going for the Junkrat as the Zarya ult comes in, picking up 2 people here, picking up the Symmetra and Davey on his Reinhardt, but Symmetra falls. Davey's still alive, and a bit of a broken fight that's happening here with you.
Yeah, it's a little bit messy from both teams here, but Sia on LAN really struggling to get through this first checkpoint. They've gone a lot of the aggressive characters like Winston and Reaper, but at the moment the healing coming in from AC Daisy and that huge ZOWIE Roadhog health pool just keep him in this game at the moment.
Davey pushes through along with his ZOWIE ult here on his Roadhog. They've only got a couple of people left here, 3 people on the point. But the res comes in, picking up Bents, he's back alive. So quickly contested, they've only got a minute left here for Sia on LAN to cap this. Is the Riptire, oh sorry, whatever the explosion was, just killing 2 people there. ZOWIE's just looking for another victim to pull, and everyone here on Thanks is back up Allg and looking to hold.
Yeah, I mean, Sia really have to group up now and try and go for broke here. They've got the Phrase ultimate, and they've almost got the Winston ulti up as well. So they need to really time this and get them down ASAP. They don't know where the teleporter is as well, Bobby. So it's going to be a tough one for Sia to break up against Thanks here.
Yeah, that teleporter there in the back room, but I think the Mercy has spotted it, and she's killed the teleporter there.
Nice.
And Astro Boy picks up a kill here on Zeej. They're looking to go in as the Riptire picks up one here. But the Res comes in, picking back up Weapon Fire. The Reinhardt ult goes down here on top of the red side. Sound barriers have been popped by the Lucios as everyone looks to battle here on top of the checkpoint as the Roadhog tries to push people off here with his ultimate ability. And ZOWIE comes in, picking up half the team, and they've all been spawned whole and they've gotten the checkpoint.
That ult by Camelhawk there turned that fight around and managed to get Sia off this first payload checkpoint here. Really, really good ultimate there. Really well timed. Got 3 of them. So they're finally underway. A little bit of a slow start, but Astro's still got his ult, Bobby. So could be looking for a big ultimate coming around this first corner here.
2 minutes 40 left. Definitely a doable time, Allg, to get to the next checkpoint.
Yeah, definitely doable. They just need to make sure they ride this momentum and get through this choke point here. If they get bogged down here in the checkpoint like they did for the first one, they're really going to struggle. And unfortunately, Fraser's gone down, so they're a man down. So it's going to be tough for them.
As the charge comes in, pushes them away into the tunnel. Davey holds his shield, but he's got a Reinhardt right next to him. And Vence has switched to a Reinhardt from a Winston. But he's just fallen, though, to Weapon Fire, who was on a Junkrat. He's switched to a Farah. So we've got a couple of switches here, OG, from the players.
Yeah, a couple of switch ups. They're just trying to make sure that they can hold this position for as long as possible. Weapon Fire on this Farah as well is going to be very important for putting down a lot of damage in this choke point. So as we come into the last 1 minute 50 of this game on this checkpoint, a lot of DPS on the side of thanks here.
Lucio pulls the trigger, and they're going in with the sound barrier. Davey pushes the other Reinhardt back, trying to keep the control of the corner here, but he pushes all the way back here with Vence getting onto him, but he's fallen though. Siege picks up a kill here on Vence. Astro Boy gets a kill on Davey. Rez comes in from the Mercy on the blue side for thanks. And they're holding here on the checkpoint, on the payload. So Rocket Barrage on top here for Weapon Fire. Picks up a couple. Davey picks up 2. 2 here for Weapon Fire. They've got 4 down, and they've only got 2 left alive here as one respawns. Another one respawns. So see on LAN, just being cleaned up on the streets.
Yeah, they just got picked off there one by one. Unfortunately, Astro Boy was looking for that ult, and he got into a good position, but then the Mercy res came out by AC/DC and basically trapped him in between all of them. Oh my goodness, that's a great ult.
4 people getting caught there in the Zarya ult. Swallowed hole there, and they're going to have to reset as Astro Boy tries to do what he can for his team, but he's going to fall down also, and good ult there from the Zarya.
Yeah, a really good Zarya ulti followed up by some big damage boost fire damage there. So, I mean, C will be disappointed with that one. 2 of their big ults, the Junkrat ult and the Reaper ult, thrown away there. So, only 25 seconds left. They're really going to need a good Zarya ult here, and here it comes.
And the Zarya ult grabs the front line of Thanks, and the Lucio and the Reinhardt have fallen down here. Is the Reaper's trying to look for a kill on the back line of Thanks, and he's been chased by Zarya as the res comes in from the Mercy here for Thanks. 2 people back up, sound barrier for Lucio. They're trying to counterplay the guys from Sia on LAN as the Rocket Barrage goes over the top. The sound barrier comes to Lucio, but not in time as half his team has fallen, and there's only Camelhawk left on the team, and he's going to fall down too.
Yeah, that was a really, really good counter engage there on the side of Thanks there. Really, really good Zarya ult, and on top of that, the Farah ult as well. So they held on to it. They knew they were in trouble, but they waited and were patient, and Weapon Fire. Really good round.
Fire again, the Plantronics play of the game here. On top of that, Zarya ult just firing away. Not even an ultimate needed, just left clicking all day there.
Yeah, that was really, really good Farah damage coming in there, and as we said, it's not always about the Farah ultimate. You can hold on and just get some damage boosting. Really effective as well.
So a successful defense there from the team of Thanks. So thank you very much for a good hold, and that was terrible. And Sia on LAN will have to push on here for we'll have to successfully defend to get a 1-1 result. So they're definitely under pressure here. Their results to get to the top 4, they may have to count on other teams falling.
Yeah, I think just quickly, Bobby, we're having some problems there with Fire's internet. Apparently, he's on 200 ping the whole time. So we're just gonna chase that up and see what the situation is there. But as it stands, thanks with a really good hold there against Sia on LAN. They were just, I think what really played it for them was, ironically, that weapon fire damage and just their really good use of ultimates, Bobby. They were patient. They didn't rush them. Whereas Sia really seemed like sometimes they weren't really stringing up their ultimates effectively enough, I think, Robbie.
Yeah, like you said, when the Junkrat wasted the ult and there was a Reaper ult wasted, when they could have comboed that off, and it was really it's really a hard thing to watch when you see people throw away their ultimates just like that.
Yeah,
just under pressure. Yeah.
They were under a lot of pressure. You're absolutely right. They were already looking down the barrel of a long time, and they wanted to get that payload moving. Unfortunately, it's easier said than done sort of situations. So they were looking for those picks, and sometimes you think you can get a couple of people with that Reaper ult or that Junker ult when you see the group, but unfortunately, I'll see at LAN just couldn't push through and get the payload to the end there. So they've got a big task ahead of them on the defense here, and thanks in the driving seat at the moment.
Yeah, thanks. Pick up this win. Chrisis says we're getting ready for players to go in there. Let's bring the standings right now on Battlefire.
Sure, we'll do.
So, Chrisis, you might as well join us for this. Take us through the standings.
So, of course, this is the current standings after 3 rounds that have been played. You can see them here on the right-hand side. Once again, the Woodcucks are absolutely on top of everybody. They are 3 for 3 in terms of wins. But right behind them this time round, we've got Orbit.gg. So last week, the Woodcucks were the only team to win all of their matches. Right now, at the end of round 3, Orbit.gg is on the same place. So they obviously haven't faced up against each other. They'll be meeting in round 5 or round number 6, and that's going to break the ties with them. But it looks like we're heading back into Kings Row now.
We're getting back into the game with Thanks having 2 wins, 1 loss. So if they pick up this win here at Allg, they'll be looking very good and looking potentially sealing their top 4 place.
Yeah, currently sitting at 3rd at the moment, so a win here, especially if it's a 2-0 win, will really go a long way in the standings for them. So they'll be looking to really hold on this defensive row here. Really looking forward to it for sure.
So on LAN must win this game, otherwise it's going to be very difficult for them to pick up 2 wins and hope that the right teams lose for them to sneak into the top 4.
Yeah, when you got your fate in other people's hands, it's not how you want to be playing. You want to come out strong and get those early wins and get some points on the table, so you know that you're going to be in a comfortable position coming into the end of the night. So it's a big test here for Sia at LAN. It's not going to be easy for them, but we have seen them defend very effectively before on this map, and also with Mick05 on this Symmetra. We've seen him on the likes of Hollywood and some of the other really long maps, Route 66 as well, pulling out the Symmetra and holding really, really effectively. So it's not over yet, but definitely going to be an uphill battle for him.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out in that previous game, the player who found the Symmetra turret and destroyed it was actually Mick05. So Symmetra specialist himself on defense, no wonder he was able to figure out exactly where it was.
Yeah, he knew where he had a good idea where that teleporter was going to be. Did cut it out early, so really important there for Sia at LAN to at least try and put up the defense there. Sorry,
and the doors are open now for the team of Thanks, and we're here with the ZOWIE GameStar Overwatch League, week number 2. We're in round number 4 here of the qualifiers. We've got Kings Row here. Sia on LAN need to get this defense here point to keep themselves in contention, as they've got to go to hook here from Camelhawk on top of Dojo, and they've got them on top here of this balcony Allg.
Yeah, that was an incredible hook by Camelhawk there. They were moving so quickly with the Lucio movement speed boost. They managed to pick him off, so already in a really good position here, Sia at LAN with an excellent hook there by Camelhawk.
And they've got the high ground here, Thanks. A lot of teams favouring the high ground, and they're trying to see whether they can get down or not.
Yeah, they're in a good position on this high ground. Dabby maybe going a little bit too early. Got to be careful, but he's pinned him off, Robbie.
Yeah, he's going all the way, taking vents to the other side, all the way into the statue. As the rest of the team are pushing back Sia on LAN, they've been forced all the way to the tunnel, and just Astro Boy in the front line, but he's been taken down on his Reaper. The res comes in here for Thanks. They've got 2 people back up, and they're trying to push forward, but Vence has come all the way down. He's charged Davey from the other side of the courtyard, taking him into the wall. And LAN's still holding with Vence there. He's got his shield up, but the rest of his team seem to forget about him. Astro Boy's teleporting in here, trying to go for the spotted the Mercy. He's trying to get on top of that. He's actually gone for the Soldier. You know, he's dashed behind the Mercy once again, but he's fallen there. Weapon Fire picking him up.
Yeah, really good play there on the side of Thanks to make sure they didn't just group up and throw out way too many of their lives needlessly. They just kited, and they had an idea that the teleporter might have been up by Mick, and they knew it was around somewhere, so they just let them bleed in one at a time and pick them off. And once they found that teleporter, they were able to capture this first point. So really good decisive play here by Thanks, playing very smart and keeping themselves on this payload, and they're looking good at the moment.
And if you're on Twitch chat, be sure to do exclamation mark standings, and you can check the ZOWIE GameStar Overwatch leaderboard from their current points from last week's playoffs on Thursday night. So be sure to watch us on Thursday nights as well, as we have the playoffs. The top 4 teams here tonight will meet the top 4, the semi-finalists from last week, and they're here on the payload with Vence holding strong, and on LAN, they're going to have to regroup Allg.
Yeah, they're going to need to regroup and make sure that they don't get pushed off too far here, but they've done well there. Astro Boy getting in behind them and getting a couple of good picks, so they're looking strong. They've just got to make sure that they don't throw their ults away like they did in the first round. And I mean, if you look at here on the side of Thanks, they've got almost all their ults up with only Lucy on 90%, so big fight coming up here, Bobby, for sure.
The Roadhog ult has been chugging along here along the streets, and they've dropped 3 people here. Astro Boy picks himself up a quadra kill here.
Yeah, really good positioning there by Astro. They got so focused in on the Reinhardt, sorry, the Roadhog ult, that they didn't see Astro sneaking around the side there through the bookshop. So really, really good in there by Astro, and he's put Sia back on the map here.
Is trying to get back into the fight here as Davey goes head first onto Vence. Vence is still alive though. He charges back around the other way. He doesn't have anything to do with Davey. As Weapon Fire trying to shoot away here, but the Roadhog's waiting for him. He's gone around the back. He misses his hook, and Mercy keeping Daisy here. So Daisy keeping the Pharah alive as payload here. The bit split here as the payload's gone in, and Davey gets a big ult off here on his Reinhardt. As Siege goes in as well at the same time, picking up getting a triple kill here. Barak's picking up here on Camelhawk's Roadhog, and they're pushing along here to get the second checkpoint.
Some really good zoning there by Siege on Reaper to make sure that that Sia couldn't come and help the front line there. MiG-05 was stuck at the back, making sure that Vence didn't die, and really good aggressive play there by Siege, and they've got the checkpoint for it.
Payload coming around the corner, getting ready for the last stretch as the sound barrier gets popped here for Sia on LAN. They're looking for some picks here to get themselves into place an advantage place here up on the high ground, and they're pushing in through, getting it here into the storage room. But Thanks is not giving it up that easy as they're pushing back here with Vence going all the way on the David. He gets a big Reinhardt ult off. He gets the whole front line. And they've picked up 2 here on the team of Sia on LAN. Sorry, no, they've only got 1 here as 2 people dropped on. Thanks, I got it the wrong way around there, Allg.
Yeah, it's alright. They all look very similar sometimes, but as I was saying, Weapon Fire playing a really, really good offense here on this Farah. He's doing some really good flanks, and he's got his ult here. He's going to look for a pick and probably go in with the ult when he sees them all grouped. And yeah, he's playing really, really well there, and he's actually got a double there and turns it into a triple, Bobby.
And they're taking over the storage room, and they're trying to push back C on LAN, and with that Reinhardt, it does the job, but the res comes in over the top. Good job there, but it might not be enough as Vence is holding with the shield. There's only 2 people left, just Astro Boy, and they clean him up. They're going to push here for the win, and no one's going to have to get back in time. Great job there by Thanks, and they pick up a 2-0 victory over Sia on LAN.
Yeah, really, really good game there by Thanks. Really good aggressive play on the offense there for sure.
Here we go with Astro Boy on his Reaper, having the Plantronics play of the game, and this is where he gets a big ult here on the back line, cleaning up here. This is where he's got his triple kill and then he turns it into a Quadra, firing those pistols away on top of Reinhardt and the Reaper.
Yeah, really good play there by Astro Boy to get around the back there and get that Planetron play of the game for sure.
Thanks. Big 2-0 victory. Moves them on to 3 wins, 1 loss. Looking pretty good here towards the end of the qualifiers. There's only 2 rounds left to go, Allg. Good showing from them.
Yeah, Thanks will be really happy with that 2-0 win there for sure. They played a very good defensive half. They made sure that they didn't get split up, and unfortunately, I think a lot of it came down to Sion LAN's offense more than anything. They just couldn't string those ultimates together. They looked a little bit shaky at times, and you feel that if maybe they played a little bit more decisively, they could have got it over the line. But unfortunately, Thanks held really strong, and on the offense, weapon fire on the Farah really did a lot of damage to Sia's backline. So, well, really well played all around by Thanks.
We saw 2 Symmetras this game, 1 from either side.
Yeah,
and both teams are quite keen on finding those teleporters.
Yeah, they found them. They found them really early. Mick obviously had the knowledge of an idea of where it was going to be, and unfortunately, on the side of Thanks, when they got their teleporter down, it was just that they were bleeding it in. Sorry, on Sion LAN when they got their teleporter down. Sorry, it was just the fact that they were bleeding in one at a time, and they located it quite easily. So to see Symmetra on these maps though can be really effective, and was for some not so much for others.
And it's our time to select the Plantronics MVP for this match. The nominee will be going into the draw for the Plantronics Rig 500 HD 7.1 gaming headset. Allg, who is your MVP of the game?
I think it's going to have to go to Weapon Fire, Bobby. He played a really good game this game, and right at the end there in that furnace area, he basically went 1v5 in all of them and just picked them off so well. So Weapon Fire, absolutely for me, Plantronics MVP.
Congratulations, Weapifire, for picking up the Plantronics MVP from Allg. You'll be going into the draw for your chance to win the HD gaming headset via Plantronics. So this was round number 4 on Kings Row, with Thanks picking up the 2-0 victory over Sia on LAN. We'll be back with round number 5 shortly on Numbani. I'm BobbyJ here with Allg and Chrisis. We'll see you shortly on GameStar TV.